Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Jump Podcast, where we talk about the jump from high school to college sports and college to the pros. I'm your host, Finn Costello Johnson, and today I'm here with Dylan Layne, Oregon State linebacker, and we're going to jump right into it today. I'm fired up, Dylan. Are you
Me
fired
too.
up?
Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I want to talk about the transfer portal because, it's kind of a new topic, but I'm interested in it. But my question is, what led to you entering the transfer portal? Like, how was your situation at Idaho before you actually put your name in that portal?
Yeah, so I spent 4 years at Idaho, which is they play in the Big Sky FCS, and I went there out of high school with my twin brother Jack, and unbelievable experience, man. I don't know if you know anything about the Kibi Dome over there in Moscow, but it's a great program, great coaches. But what really led to me leaving was um, I would just say number one, to prove myself at a higher level,
Yeah.
which I think is a goal of a lot of athletes nowadays. And then number two, I would say I had a coach leave, Coach Dennison, who came here from Idaho. And, I value our relationship. And so getting the opportunity to play for him for one more season, for my last season, at a place that's, close to where I'm from, it's really a dream come true. So yeah, it was a very, very hard decision. I didn't want to leave. I got a lot of great friends at Idaho, a lot of great teammates that are still there, and I value my relationship with them, but I'm excited for this new chapter for sure.
That coach went to Oregon State that you're saying?
Yes. He was my D coordinator at Idaho, and then now he's the co-DC linebacker coach for me this year.
Gotcha. So when you're actually entering that transfer portal, what was like your final decision? Like, okay, I'm going to make that jump. Was it the coach or was there anything else?
I would say just a culmination of all of that. I had completed my undergrad. My coach was leaving. And then, just wanting to prove myself at a higher level. I think a culmination of all of that just kind of led to and this is it. I'd rather, not live with the regret of not making the jump.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But so a lot of things.
And so when you actually do enter that transfer portal, when you do make that jump, what is it like? Do you just do you go online and look up the transfer portal? How does it work? Do you talk to the coaches? Do they put your name in it? Like, I'm very confused.
Yeah, you basically just hit up your compliance guy and at the school that
What
you're
is
at.
a compliance guy for the audience?
Yeah, good question. The compliance directors at each university basically make sure you stay eligible. So they handle all of that with regards to redshirting, with all that stuff, academics. They handle just making sure you're able to play every single year.
Yeah.
So then that means they also handle the transfer portal. And then if you want to enter the portal, you basically hit them up and they send you a little video to watch that the NCAA mandates to make sure that, you're making the right decision. I mean, that's the least they can do, right?
Yeah.
The NCAA, they're doing a lot already, but so yeah, you watch that video and then you say, hey, I think this is something I want to do. And the compliance guy enters your name in the portal. And then when it opens, it's different. It's been different every year, but this year it was January 2nd or something like that.
Yeah.
When it opens, that's when coaches can start contacting you and all that stuff. But then there's so many more layers with agents and with all that stuff.
So do agents just go off the hook? I mean, coaches got to go off the hook and call you. I mean, and then there's so many social media accounts that are like, Dylan Layne enters the transfer portal. How do they even know that? They just look in the transfer portal?
They usually have a collab
source?
post or insider source or stuff like that. But the thing with agents is a lot of people, at least this year, got agents so they could talk to coaches early before the window actually opened.
How does that work?
So I'm sure you've seen all these cases with tampering and coaches talking to students early before the portal opens. And so what agents allowed students to do, whether it was legal or not, no one knows, because the NCAA is, their rules they're fumbling with the rules anyway.
Yeah.
But agents allowed athletes to talk with coaches, because the agents would talk to them on their behalf before the portal opens. So they could be like, okay, my agent said that X school would give me X amount of money to play for them. I think I'm going to enter the portal based off that. Which is that legal? Do we know? We don't really know, but that's what happened. The other thing with the portal this year too is the timeline was crunched.
Oh.
So last year it was at least 3 weeks longer because it opened earlier and guys were able to make decisions when their season ended and jump in and then have a longer recruiting cycle. But But this year they cut the spring portal and they said there's only going to be one window,
Oh, interesting.
which is going to be, it was like a 2-week window to enter it after January 2nd or whatever the date
Yeah.
was. I probably have that wrong. So yeah, basically that sent everyone into a panic because, coaches got to fill their rosters and they got to sign these deals because there's not going to be this spring window where the same thing's going to happen. It's just in the winter. So I think that combined with the agents, and it's just madness.
Why do you think they cut that spring window? Because the transfer was just off the
Yeah,
hook the year
That's
before?
a great question. You and everyone else are asking the same question. But my guess would be they did it just to provide some they wanted kids to make the right decision the first time.
Interesting.
So by taking away the spring portal, you can't go to a school in the winter, not play in spring ball, and then jump right back in the portal.
Oh, I got what you're saying. You're saying people
yeah.
would transfer like twice before the
Yes.
season even starts
Yes.
initially.
Especially if they're getting paid. You don't want guys to go to a school for 3 months, get paid, and then leave and go to another school just because they're not playing. They're trying to make sure athletes get their degree.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're trying. They're failing at it. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy.
So are coaches calling you? I mean, what is that like when your first coach calls you and you're like, oh, wow, like I'm about to go play somewhere else?
Well, I would say my situation is unique because I kind of already knew where I was going to go.
Yeah.
And I would say probably 80% of the athletes that enter the portal know where they're going.
Is that because
I'd hope so. That and because coaches move around more than the players do. You know what I mean? Like assistant coaches leave every year. And if assistant coach moves up, he might have 1 or 2 guys on their old roster that can help him.
Yeah.
Because guys on his new team are leaving. So it's just a never-ending cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. But even then, I had coaches hit me up. They just through Twitter or Instagram. No, not Instagram. Mainly just Twitter. And then they'd ask for your number if they wanted to get serious.
Yeah.
But I never really entertained any other offers. Really. Actually,
none of them were interesting.
Well, I considered playing with my brother at New Mexico. So it was really big. Here and New Mexico was the 2 offers I considered. But yeah, just this ended up being a way better spot for me.
Yeah, and it's also close to home because if the audience doesn't know, you played at Lake Oswego, which is in Oregon. So were you a Beaver fan or a Duck fan?
I hate to say it, but I was a Duck fan growing up. It was the Marcus Mariota era. My dad went to Oregon, so that's my excuse. So I've actually been to like 2 Civil War games growing up. I was at the Civil War game in Autzen where the Beavers were winning until the last drive, and Marcus Mariota drove the Ducks down to win.
He's great.
But
Love that guy.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm a Beaver fan now through and through. Just for anyone who's watching this, I have no more love for the Ducks. I'm a Beav through and through, and I can't wait to play in Reacher this fall.
But you guys don't play them this year, right?
We don't. Unfortunately not.
So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, that's probably like what people look forward to is the Civil War, and now it's gone.
It's really a shame. I think there's some talk about starting it back up next year or the year after, but obviously they're not in the same conference anymore, so it has to be a home and home type of thing, a non-conference deal, which that's what college football nowadays is. It's just pen to paper.
Yeah.
It's all about money.
So following up on money, this is kind of a theme we always ask, but what are your thoughts on NIL, Dylan? Do you think it's good or bad? I mean, obviously you're a player, so you might be a little biased, but
I would say it's good and bad.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's cheating the question, but
you gotta explain both now.
Yeah, I think it's good in the sense that players work really hard. It's people say it's a 9 to 5 job. Honestly, it's a 5 to 6 job. You're up at 5 a.m. working out. And then oftentimes, especially in spring ball or in fall camp, you're in meetings, you're working out, you're lifting, you're practicing all day.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially with the viewership that college football brings, I think it'd be a shame if guys didn't get paid for it. So I think that is a good part. However, I think it needs to be regulated. I think a lot of the great aspects of college football that people grew up loving are gone because of NIL. And an example I would give is just the culture of teams. I mean, every single year you have, from every roster, you have at least 30, 35, 40 guys leaving for the portal. So every single year it's a conglomerate of new guys that you have to, form this culture, form this team around. And, in the old days, it was guys get here as a freshman. There was 20, 30 guys that are in the freshman class. They work out, grind together. And then your senior year, you're a tight-knit group trying to win a championship.
Yeah.
That's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost a pro model now where you got to build in free agency per se, and you got to build a roster every single year. So
I feel like it's kind
That's
of
my
becoming
thoughts.
like pro sports.
For sure,
It's a
100%.
lot like the NFL.
Yeah.
Trinidad Chambliss with his whole
Yeah.
situation, and man, it's crazy to me. What is he playing 6 or 7 years in college football?
Yeah. No, seriously. It's
Do you get
crazy.
another year? What is this, your fourth or
This will be
fifth?
my
This
fifth
will be your
year.
fifth because you get that COVID year.
Well,
right?
no. The COVID
No?
year was before my time. I just
really?
redshirted.
Oh,
So you have 5 years to play 4. That's the
Yeah.
base rule. You come in, if you don't play as you can play in 4 games as a freshman
yeah.
and redshirt.
So if
And
you got
then-
blown, if your knee got blown out, let's just say it. Hopefully it
If
doesn't.
your knee gets blown
you can
out,
play next year.
yes, you could. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But but there's regular redshirting, there's medical redshirting. So what you're
Yeah.
talking about, if you get injured,
Medical.
if you get injured, and it's a season-ending injury. That's called a medical redshirt, and you can get that year back, but you have to appeal it. Like you have to submit a paperwork and have a case for it. But like Trinidad Chambliss, his was denied
Yeah.
because I don't know if you've
I thought
read.
it got approved and then it got denied.
I think
and then
it's
it got
approved
denied
now.
Again.
Yeah, something.
Or someone suing
But
somebody.
he had to sue because it got denied.
Yeah.
But his case is interesting because I don't know if you've read much about it, but like it wasn't really a real injury.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know too much about it, but it was like something with tonsils and tonsillitis, and he,
Oh, wow.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
there's the gray area there, but obviously he's making a lot of money, so he wants to
And
play.
obviously Ole Miss wants him back for that
Yes,
championship
100%.
next year. But I want to go back on something you said
Yeah.
where, back in the day it was like a freshman class and it became like a tight-knit group,
Mhm.
trying to chase that championship. When you enter the transfer portal and you commit to Oregon State, how is it hard to kind of adapt with these new teammates, or did you just fit right in?
I would say I fit right in because number one, Coach Shepard brought in a lot of new guys, and then with from day one, Coach Shep built an incredible culture. I would say a culture of gritty guys that are gonna do anything just to win. They're gonna be unselfish. They're gonna be hard workers. They're gonna do the extra stuff. They're gonna do little details right. So, and believe it or not all coaches are like that.
Yeah.
Not all a lot of coaches think they have good culture, but they really struggle to build it because of a number of reasons, because of politics, or they don't bring in the right guys or stuff like that. So yeah, in that sense, it was very, very easy, I would say, because a lot of the guys that stayed at Oregon State that didn't hit the portal,
Yeah.
because a lot of the roster did leave.
Yeah.
So the guys that did stay, I'd say, were the guys that are just looking for the right guy for the job and the right culture, and that are just want to win a championship and win in Corvallis.
Yeah. And now you guys got the new Pac-12 next year.
Yep.
That's got to be exciting.
Yeah,
What are
I
your
think it's
thoughts
a
on
great
that?
opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell people all the time that ask me like, "Oh, how's Oregon State?" I mean, the resources here are unbelievable.
Yeah.
People forget that is a Power 4. It was an old Power 4 team in the old Pac-12.
Yeah.
So we have Power 4 resources. We have Power 4 money here, and we're going into a conference that's essentially a Group of 6 conference.
Yeah.
So I think we have an unbelievable opportunity to recruit and to outwork and just perform at a high level right away in this
Yeah.
new Pac-12.
And then going back to money, I got like one more question on the transfer portal. Obviously, you see people get like money, like off. Is it like you get offers like here, like I'll throw you $2 million if you
Yeah.
come here? That's how it works?
Yeah, because I don't know if you're familiar with rev share.
Uh-uh.
So revenue share is essentially the contracts that players sign with the school.
Oh, okay.
So each year, each football program will allocate a certain amount of their revenue to share with the players.
Yeah.
And obviously the bigger schools are going to allocate more money. So I think there's a cap. I think it's 20 million
Yeah.
is the cap. So let's say Alabama they're allocating the full 20 million to their players. Okay, well then they got to decide, do I want to sign my quarterback for 2 million,
Yeah.
XYZ. Obviously Oregon State is we're not rev sharing that much money,
Yeah.
but there is rev share here, and it's how you got to do it these days. That's how you get players.
So for my audience, I just want to let you guys know, does that not sound exactly like how the NFL is
Yep.
with a salary cap? And
Seriously.
I mean, it sounds like the sport is completely different than it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just nuts.
I don't see it lasting either. I think,
You know?
well, I mean,
Now I feel like we're on that upward trend where it's just getting bigger and bigger,
For
and there's
sure.
more problems.
For
So I
sure.
guess,
I mean, think about it. We have schools. I saw a post where Miami of Ohio, they're in
Yeah.
the MAC. You see this where
yeah,
it's their estimated roster is between 8 to 10 million, and they're in the MAC.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
what's like Alabama or
right?
Georgia's
But
like?
I'm saying for a team like that, they can't sustain that.
Uh-uh.
You know what I mean? Because that means they got to raise $8 million every single year.
Yeah.
And for what? To win 8, 9 games and hopefully maybe have a chance at the CFP, but like to
Yeah.
just make a bowl game? That's not sustainable, in
Uh-uh.
my opinion. So there's two ways it can go. It's gonna either the regulation that comes out is gonna you know cap all of it, just make some radical change,
Yeah.
or it's gonna keep separating. There's gonna be like almost 2 playoffs
Oh, yeah.
where it's gonna be like the FCS where there's the Power Four teams and then there's the G5 teams. There's
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just so many proposed solutions and scenarios. I just don't think the way we're doing it now is sustainable.
What are your thoughts on like the new playoff bracket and like how that works? Because there are a lot of people that hate it and are like, this team should have gotten in, this team should have gotten in. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's great. I mean, you see teams like Arizona State last year, they made a run as like that. And then you see teams like James Madison that got in. Obviously
Got smoked by Oregon.
they got smoked, but they actually played that team pretty tough. They put up
they came back.
They put up a lot of offense. So I think it's cool to see teams like that have that opportunity. I mean, I know that's going to be our goal this year is to win the Pac-12 and then hopefully make the playoff. So that's great. But like you said, a lot of people don't like it because, I mean, it might even be a waste of a game for some of these teams to play because the resources aren't the same.
Yeah.
The rosters aren't comparable.
What can you give Oregon State fans like what's this season going to look like in your words?
I don't know what it's going to look like, but I do know that we have a tremendous opportunity with a tremendous staff. And this staff they're working their tails off day in and day out to make sure that we're going to be ready, to make sure that their recruiting is going to be top notch and that we're going to play a good brand of football for Corvallis because this town, these fans, they want to win and the coaches know that. And we're going to work tirelessly for you guys. That's what I got.
And are you guys going to win the Pac-12?
Yes, that's our goal. Our goal is to win the Pac-12 with class excellence and academic integrity.
Ooh, academic integrity.
Yes.
What's your academics like? GPA? You got a good GPA?
I got a good GPA. I graduated in 3 years from Idaho with
Smart.
degree in finance. So right now I'm doing a MBA here at Corvallis.
And they say linebackers are meatheads. This kid graduated in 3 years.
You got to go do both. You got to do both.
All right, so let's give a little bit of rapid fire questions. But I guess you're kind of new to Corvallis, so I was going to ask you more Corvallis-based questions. But
I could try, but yeah, I'm new.
I'll ask you like more or less rapid fire. What's your favorite spot on campus to go eat?
Chipotle.
Chipotle?
But that's a lame answer. I like Rita's.
Rita's?
Mexican place.
Rivas?
Yeah. My fault. See?
What do you get at Rivas? I like Rivas too.
Just the burritos are great.
Burritos?
Yeah.
All right. Are you more of a DoorDash guy or cooking guy?
I cook. I like to cook. Yeah.
What can you cook?
A lot. I'm very versatile. I like to make steak. I like to make salmon. Usually just put it with rice, maybe some eggs on top. But yeah, I got a lot up my sleeve.
Madden or 2K?
Madden, 100%.
I mean, I guess you're a football guy, right?
Sure.
CFB or Madden?
CFB.
Really?
Yeah, the gameplay I know is not as good. It's kind of cheese, but me and my brother play all the time.
Are you a big video game guy or no?
When I have time, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to play my brother and his friends, my old teammates at Idaho. We play a lot.
Interesting. All right, and then my last question is, what is your biggest advice for someone thinking about entering that transfer portal, making that jump to the transfer portal?
Have a plan.
Have a plan.
I mean, you see it all the time. You see guys that they do it for the wrong reasons. They jump in the portal for, status or for their social media. Maybe they got some bad advice from a mentor.
Yeah.
I would just say be fearful before you enter it because there are a lot of guys that don't get picked up or that have to move down because they don't get the opportunity they want. So have a plan, and it's perfectly okay with staying where you're at and building that culture and winning there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap on the jump. Thanks for Dylan for coming on.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Go Beavs.
Go Beavs.